All right, let's dive into a massive financial paradox that traps so many people. We're talking about that feeling of being stuck on a hamster wheel, running faster and faster, but getting absolutely nowhere. Today, we're going to talk about how to get off.
So, let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You finally get that big raise, you land a much better job, your income is higher than it's ever been, but at the end of the month, you still feel just as broke as you did before. It's an incredibly common feeling, and we're about to break down exactly why it keeps happening.
You know, it all starts with this sort of script. It's like a financial program that gets installed in our brains from a really young age. We're all taught to follow this very specific path, one that promises success, but for a lot of us, delivers something completely different.
And here is the absolute core of that programming. It's a simple idea, it's powerful, but honestly, it's deeply misleading. The idea that the single most important number for your financial life is the one on your paycheck. We're just conditioned to believe that a bigger salary is a direct ticket to wealth and a successful life.
This path right here probably looks incredibly familiar, doesn't it? It's the blueprint we're all handed. Study hard, get a stable career, and then, spend the next 40 years of your life just climbing, fighting for the next promotion, the next little salary bump. The goal is always just more income. But what if that's the wrong goal entirely?
And this right here brings us to the fundamental flaw in that whole salary chasing strategy. See, there's a hidden trap that makes sure the finish line keeps moving further and further away, no matter how fast you think you're running.
So, let's just play this out for a second. You do everything right. You crush it at work. You get that big promotion, and bam, your salary jumps up 20%. It feels amazing, right? You finally have some breathing room. Or so you think.
And then, almost like magic, that breathing room just vanishes. Maybe it's a slightly nicer car, a bigger apartment, eating out a few more times a month. Your expenses have quietly expanded to swallow that entire raise. You're earning more, but you're not actually any further ahead.
This whole phenomenon actually has a name. It's called lifestyle inflation. It's the financial treadmill that so many people find themselves on, and it's the real reason why someone earning, say, $150,000 a year can feel just as financially stressed out as they did when they were earning $50,000.
So why do we do this to ourselves? Is it just simple greed? A total lack of self-control?
Well, the truth is, it's a lot more complicated than that. It's not really just about wanting more stuff, it's about some really deep psychological drivers we all have. Okay, so first, there's status. We're literally wired to signal our success to the tribe. And in today's world, that often means showing it through our possessions. Then, you've got emotional spending. That little voice that says, I worked hard, I deserve this. And then, of course, there's the massive social pressure. Just trying to keep up with friends and colleagues whose lifestyles are also inflating. It's a really powerful cocktail that keeps us spending.
So the big question is, how do we escape this trap? Well, it requires a complete rewiring of how you even think about money. And it all starts with understanding one fundamental, game-changing distinction.
Okay, this is so important. Income is not wealth. Let me say that again. Income is not wealth. Income is what you earn by trading your time for money. The second you stop working, boom, it's gone. It creates dependency. Wealth, on the other hand, is what you own. Things like stocks, real estate, a business, assets that make money for you whether you're actively working or not. That creates freedom.
Think about it like this. Chasing a higher income just makes the treadmill spin faster. You have to run harder and harder just to stay in the same spot. But building wealth, the act of acquiring assets, that is how you step off the treadmill for good.
So, how do we actually do this? How do we make that jump from earning to owning? It's not about some secret investment trick, I promise. It's about 3 really powerful mindset shifts that change the entire game. Okay, first, stop obsessing over your salary number and start obsessing over your savings rate. That gap between what you earn and what you spend, that's the only money you have to actually build wealth. Second, every time you get paid, your first priority has to be buying assets, things that will make you more money, not liabilities, which just cost you money. And finally, and this might be the most important shift of all, redefine what rich even means. It's not about fancy cars and big houses, it's about having the freedom and the options to design your own life.
Ultimately, it really does come down to this. Chasing a high salary is often just chasing an illusion of wealth, one that's propped up by spending and dependency.
But building actual wealth, that is the path to real, tangible freedom. And the question you have to ask yourself is, which one are you building?